Well, welcome everybody, and happy to have you here at Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm such delighted to be here because, well, we're stepping into February, and that means it's all about, well, the month of love, the month of connection, pampering, taking care of ourselves, showing gifts and connection and caring and admiration to one another. And so we just want to pour into you wherever you are on the planet, share some love and some connection with you as we talk about ways to ignite humanity. That's right. People are getting on the bandwagon. Everyone is excited about ways to ignite humanity because each and every one of us has the ability to ignite humanity and do something of impact to support one another, not just our people in our community, but the people in our city, our country, our entire planet. We have the ability to make an impact. Now more than ever, we are reaching out to people through social media, through travel, through connections, through affiliations that we never had before. And we have the power to ignite people from around the globe. In fact, this morning I was talking to someone in South Africa and sharing with them. Today, my guest is coming to you from Istanbul. Later today, I'm going to be talking to someone in the US. I've got team in Australia, in Spain, in New Zealand. See people, we can connect with each other all around the globe in one single day. And it's through our small incremental movements, those tiny little things that we do that ignite ourselves, ignite somebody else, and that's going to ignite humanity. All right, well, it is Friday on the show, and that means it's all about connection. Again, it's February, it's Friday, that means it's double connection, and I want to share with you something really special. Ignite Humanity is building schools around the globe to inspire and ignite literacy in children and those in need in impoverished countries who don't have access to education. And one of the ways we're doing that is through our charity called Classroom of Hope. We've partnered with them, and they build beautiful schools, one brick at a time. Now, the really interesting thing about this initiative is they are building and creating blocks that are made from plastic pulled out of the landfills in those local countries. So really doing something wonderful for the environment while at the same time building schools. Now, those amazing blocks were built by and created by a company in Finland who partnered with Lego and IKEA to build earthquake-proof blocks, bricks made out of plastic that will now help build schools. In fact, it used to take between 5 and 6 months to build a school. Now it takes them 11 days. Yes, in 11 days, we can build a school. And each and every school needs 35,000 bricks. So that means we are asking people to donate their funds to help buy a brick. Now, one brick isn't, one brick is one brick, but we thought with Valentine's Day coming up, why not buy a bouquet of bricks, a bouquet of hope? We call them bricks of hope. Why not buy a bouquet of hope for somebody? So just imagine it. For $12, you could buy a beautiful virtual bouquet of hope for someone that you love, and that $12 will buy 12 bricks that will go into one of our schools. Now that's pretty fantastic. Many of us are always searching for interesting Valentine's Day gifts, and so we thought we would create something called a bouquet of hope. Hope for you, hope for the person you give it to, and hope for the many kids and their families and the teachers and the community that will be a part of the schools that we create. So go to our initiative, ignitehumanity.life/hope, and donate $12 to the classroomofhope.org on their site. Take a screenshot of that $12 donation and pop it on over to our site, and we will send on Valentine's Day a brick of hope to whoever it is you would like us to send it to. It's a beautiful initiative, something completely different. And we want to inspire you all. Imagine $12, just $12. I mean, I think a bouquet of roses these days is going for almost $100. Imagine just $12 igniting your life, igniting your recipient's life, and then igniting the lives of these kids who absolutely 100% deserve to be ignited in their lives and through their education. All right, well, let's move on. We have a fantastic guest who's all about connection, and we're going to be talking about connection. She is here coming to you, as I said, from Istanbul. Yeliz is a lifestyle and medicine consultant, inspiring speaker, author, and global wellness and peace ambassador. She currently facilitates her Mana Life Purpose and Wellness course at Lifestyle Medicine University, along with professional healthcare givers, doctors, donors, and nurses. She's really here to make a difference. Come on in. We may have a little bit of internet issues, but the universe is going to be good to us. Welcome to the show.
Oh my goodness, Lady JB, it's such a delight to be here, and I'm tuning in from the land of Turkish delight. So happy Friday, everyone.
Well,
Thank you
I
so much
love
for
Turkish
this.
delight. Thank you for having us here. Actually, when I think of Turkey, I get quite excited. My daughter loves Turkish delights, and she just would rave about them and talk about them. And I would be like, what's the big deal? And then when I went to Istanbul, I had some Turkish delight and I was hooked. I think I probably had some every single day when I was there. It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool to hear. Come over here. We're going to send you some more Turkish delights. They're waiting for you.
Well, delight us with your amazing story. You are an incredible individual, inspiring, beautiful human being on the planet, devoted to helping and igniting others. Give us a little bit of your background and some of the story about what you like to do.
Sure. First of all, again, thank you so much. It is a delight to be in your presence. And as you were speaking, I was having goosebumps and my heart got really warm. The work that you're doing out there in the world, whoa, that's like something that I'm looking up to. And I am a lifestyle medicine consultant. I also am a holistic healer, meaning I have worked with monks, I have worked with Kabbalists and Sufis for over 18 years. Not only the spiritual part, but I also do love science, JB. So for that, I am doing my PhD in lifestyle medicine. It is a medicine. And I have been a coach for the last 22 years. I am Turkish, Greek, American. If I can find
Wow.
peace within, if I can find peace within, anyone can on the world do that, you know?
That is so true. And you must have the big baklava debate because the Greeks say their
Right?
baklava is better. And I think the Turkish baklava is better. And I'm sorry, folks, we're talking about food, but it is just so delicious, the food in that area. Well, that's a very good point that you say, because a lot of us have inner turmoil from our from our upbringing, maybe from our generations, or from our, what do I want to say, our background. Tell us how you are coping with that, dealing with that, some of the strategies that you have used to really bring yourself to this elevated place.
Right, that's a brilliant question, and I do believe that we all have a unique life purpose that we bring to this world. And until we let go of our minds, until we lose our minds in a way, we don't get to experience that. However, life is leaving a lot of signs. Like when I was 13, I was working for a peace project. I didn't know back then why that was in my movie, but later on, even though I studied business and science and maths and finished my bachelorate and started my PhD, but there was something in my soul. It was looking for that peace within first and peace out in the world. And of course, as you already know, Turkey and Greece has not been the most friendly two countries. However, like a Greek island is only 1 hour away from my city. So we would literally sail to the island, make some friends, we would have so much fun, come back, then we would hear all about these politics and everything, which would break our hearts. So since I was 13, I've been after how I can unite people, how I can bind hearts, and let people remember that we are human beings. We are not human doings, because we're so much after to that doing and the outcome. Sometimes we forget who we really are and why we came to this world. So that is my passion, life
Mm.
purpose and wellness.
It's great that you say that, because I've spent a lot of time in Greece, and I've taken the ferry from Greece to Turkey for the day and spent the day, like, really loved both cultures, loved both countries. And yet I have felt that there's this dissension from decades ago, centuries ago. And I like what you're saying. The question is why? Why do we have to have any kind of disruption between us, when in all truth, what you just said, where each and every one of us are human beings? We're human, and we all bleed the same. We all enjoy life. We breathe the same. And our political backgrounds, or even our religious backgrounds, our opinions, shouldn't really make us feel disconnected. We need to feel connected. And one of the ways that I like to connect people is through their stories, because your story of perseverance is identical to someone else's story of perseverance. And it doesn't matter their nationality. It doesn't matter what country they come from. And so I'd love to dive into that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your story, because you've had an interesting story. It has helped you get from here to here. And I want people to be able to relate to you in such a unique way. And I think stories really help us get there. Would you share a little bit about your story?
Absolutely, it would be my pleasure. Like as I was mentioning, I always had this dream of going to California. I had that California dreaming, and I followed that dream. However, when I was living there, I was diagnosed with a huge cyst in my ovary. And one morning I found myself at a hospital, and I was at this emergency, and I had 6 doctors around, and they were telling me, like, you have to go through this operation, otherwise you have the possibility of death. And there I was, 3:30 a.m. in the morning, thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And JB, something spoke to me. You know, we were just talking about that connection, because I was like so helpless in that moment. I said, God, show me a sign. What am I going to do? And my heart did speak up. And this is literally what I heard. Yeliz, let's get out of this room. Let's heal you first, and then let's help others heal. And that's what I did. I had to sign like 300 pages of, like, you know, how that American hospitals are, right? They didn't want to let me go out, but I called a friend, and we were like signing these papers. So I went out. And the first thing that I was thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What do I need to change? And at that time, I was working at, I was still in the corporate world, and I was not happy at all. And I wasn't fulfilling my life purpose. So the first thing that I did, without even me knowing about it, I took off from work, and I spent almost like 4 months totally on healing. I worked with the best of the best healers, spiritual healers, doctors. I started to meditate 3 times a day, and I started to eat first Ayurvedic, and then I transformed into macrobiotics. I worked with Deepak Chopra and also Dr. Michelle Kushi. So as I was healing, as I was going through my own journey, I had the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. And that includes Tony Robbins. And it was his fire walk where I had my, in a way, first awakening, first ignite moment. And I was like, oh my goodness, like my life is transforming. If I can walk on fire, what else can I do? And after his event, I decided to set up my own company. I started to live on purpose. But guess what? It wasn't that moment that I had my first super ignite. One day after I set up my company and everything is kind of going good, but still I was having doubts what's going to happen with me. You know, when mind talks, you know, like telling me, are you in a relationship? What's going to happen with finances? So there was so many mind chatter. And I was driving on Robertson Boulevard in Las Vegas. It was raining, and I was crying. And as I was crying, I said, God, please show me a sign that everything's going to be okay. Like, I'm on my knees, and I know when I'm on my knees, that's the best place to start praying, and this is that time. And I asked for a sign, and guess what happened? I turned my head. There was this building on the corner, and I saw this huge sign, and on it, it was written, nothing is a coincidence, this is a sign. And
Please show me a sign, and you got like a Las Vegas sign.
I pulled the car over. I got out of the car. Boom! I found a lucky penny exactly where I parked. So it had a lot of these good, things for me. Like when I was finding all these lucky pennies, it meant like I have hope, just like you were mentioning. When I found those lucky pennies, I was like, okay, I saved today as well. So I picked up my lucky penny. I went to this door, ancient wooden door. I knocked on the door. This lady came out, and she goes like, what are you doing here? This is a closed day. This is a very closed event. And I'm like, I don't know, just something pulled me here. So she was smiling. She said, this is a spiritual center, and I don't think it's a coincidence that you're here, but today we're closed. Come back later. And I did. And you know what happened, JB? On that Tuesday, when I went back there, they showed me a book that they're studying. It was exactly the same book that I found in my hometown in Turkey when I was 13 years old, crossing from one land to another one on a ferry.
Wow,
Goodness,
this
this
is a great story.
moment.
What? I love it.
Right, these moments, I mean, we are always guided, but it's our mind, it's that separation. You were asking that, what is causing all these fights and war and everything? In the beginning, we were whole, we were one, but our minds and the things that we have learned all throughout history started to separate us. We forgot who we really are. We got so much tapped into our outcomes and doings, we forgot that we are human beings and we are humankind. So this is the time to remember love. This is the time to remember compassion. This is the time to remember that we are humankind, to be kind. And I believe that we are the lucky ones, because in this era, currently, artificial intelligence, like with artificial intelligence, we get to do so many things. And artificial intelligence knows more politics, knows more economics about anyone on the world. So now we know that information and knowledge, it's just so little. There is more to that. Because right now, information and knowledge is everywhere, and everyone is craving for wisdom. And this is the time that we're going to remember our souls and why we came to this world.
Your story is so great. It has so many interesting layers to it. And first of all, some people say like, oh, I asked for a sign, but I have to be honest, we've had so many guests on the show. When you ask for a sign, you get a sign. Like you really get it. You got a big sign. I love that. But what I'm hearing from you is that you followed through on it, because a lot of people get a sign, they get what they asked for. They wish that today I was talking, he was wishing that he could put this project together. And I said, okay, well, send me the plan. And he's like, wow, you're really making it come to fruition. I'm like, well, you've been wishing for it. You've been asking for it. And so when you want something, it definitely shows up. We just have to notice it. Even noticing a penny on the ground is such a wonderful example of noticing the little things that you're asking for. And when she turned away and said, we're closed, door closed, you can't come in, many people would have just been like, okay, I'm not going back. But you went back only to find out this way bigger connection. And I'm just so thrilled with that. Because folks, if you're right here listening and watching this show, no matter if it's live or recorded or was given to you by a friend or you found it on your own or it popped up on YouTube, it's a sign. It truly is a sign that you're ready to hear. You're awakened to what's happening and you're open to this powerful connection that we can build with ourselves and with something bigger. So love it, love it, love it. Go on to tell a little bit more, because now you've taken that to the next level. Yeah, continue.
I was just gonna share you with that. Being in the flow, what I get to hear from my people who are getting coaching from me is being in the flow for them is just meditation. But no, being in the flow is disciplined act plus surrender. Like it's that connection in between that. We got to take those actions and also surrender to what is. That is being in the flow. And when we're in flow, everything and anything speaks to us. Songs, because it's all about that music. It's about musing. It's about inspiration. But when we are ready, when we let go of our separation, then we get to hear what we got to hear. And just like you were mentioning, it is not a coincidence if you're watching this right now. I'm sure there's something to take. And these lucky pennies, I got to find them wherever I was going, because for me, it meant hope. It meant like, okay, I'm guided, I'm safe, and I'm being protected. And every time I found it, people were going like, oh, come on, people just toss it on the floor. Why are you even picking? No. Every time, Lady JB, every time I found it, I was like, I'm grateful. Thank you. Because it's not about that material little thing. It's the mana. It's the supernatural power that's in it. Because what we're seeing and what we're experiencing here is only 1% of reality. 99% is that spirit world. And everything is happening there. So when we can notice the abundance, even in a little penny, then we become that abundant person.
Yes. Okay. Tell us more about mana, because this is your creation. You wrote a beautiful book about it. Talk a little bit about that, because I can sense my viewers are like on the edge of their chair, like listening, like tell me more, tell me more. Share about mana.
Okay. So, okay, I'll tell you how mana came to me.
Yes.
Well, as I was following these lucky pennies and I was finding them, and I would just like, whenever I was having a doubt, I would go like, God, show me a sign. And I literally would follow it. And then again, I was going through a challenging time. I said, God, show me a sign. Boom. Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny event came up. And I found myself at this event. And when monks from India, when we were doing a diksha, or oneness blessing, that was my second ignite moment. That was the moment I did let go of everything. There was no minute before, there was no minute after. It was just this pure love vibrating in my cells. I've never been in that state before, ever in my life. And of course, my analytical mind was asking, like, what's happening? Am I dying? Everything's slowing. What's going on? And my emotional mind was telling me, don't worry, you're guided. Everything is safe. Let's go. And there was this one moment where I felt like this voice that was talking to me, and it said to me, it's only you and I on this physical plane, and the rest is creation. Each and every person you meet is a reflection of you. When you can love the one that you see, even your neighbor or your enemy, that will be the day that you're going to be one with love and light. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? And I said, awesome. So now what am I going to do with this information, all this awakening? And there I was shown a sign, M and W. I didn't know what it meant in the beginning. And an M and a slash and a W. Then this inspiration came to me into we. Life is about transformation. Life is about transforming me into we. So all these M and W's were just coming to me, right? These signs. And the second question I asked, so what's next? And I started to see these dreams. I would literally wake up like 3:34 a.m. in the morning, and I was reading this book, and I came up with this concept of mana. Mana means, and I'm sure you know it because you're a very spiritual person, in Torah, in Quran, and in Bible, there is this portion of mana. Oh my goodness. You know what I just realized? Today is the day. Today is the day. It's called Beshala. Today is the day the Red Sea did split, meaning
Wow.
this is the portion of mana. This is the week that mana will be read. Crazy. This is what I'm talking about. When you're in the flow, when you're living on purpose, these coincidences come up. So I started to tap into it, and I found out that mana, not only that it was mentioned in the Torah, Quran, and Bible, but also in Southern America, in Mexico, in Aztec culture, mana means supernatural power. And I started to look into my culture, Sufism and Kabbalah. So I went to Israel, and I was looking for this concept called mana. Guess what? They have the same concept. So mana means supernatural power. It means life purpose. It means when you're connected to a higher meaning, or when you give your life or devote yourself to a higher meaning, then life starts feeding you. So yeah, that's how it started.
It's so inspiring because we all have mana, and it's just a beautiful word that you label, or word that you've given. We all have our own word, but we all know that we have it. We have that inside of us, and that mana really is what we need to tap into, because as we spread that out and share it with other people, I absolutely know without a doubt we can ignite one another. We can inspire one another. We can rise up and let people each show their shining light in their own unique way. So beautiful.
Last thing about mana. So I was looking further into what it really means in terms of this concept called mana. And in the ancient books, it's been said that when Israelites were passing the desert, it was like in those 40 years they didn't have food, and manna would be given to them with every dawn. Like when the sun was rising up from dark to light, almost like the word guru, this manna, bread from heavens, would be given to them. So I started to wake up at the time of dawn, and I was doing these manna meditations. And in these meditations, I had a lot of revelations. And one of them was money, the word money, and also in Turkish mangır. The root word comes from manna, and that actually means coin. Nothing is a coincidence. This is a sign.
And the pennies on the ground. No wonder you love pennies. Oh my gosh. It's so, so beautiful. We could talk forever about this. We could go on and on. I love having you on the show. It's so terrific, the things that you share. And folks, I hope it was inspiring. We're going to put up on the screen where you can find out a little bit more about our amazing guest. You can tell how versed she is and how her different viewpoints and how important they are. And that's really what Connection Day is all about, connecting with people from around the globe who have powerful, unique points of view, and their point of view helps us realize that we are all connected. We are all one in so many ways, and we can ignite humanity. Big blessings to you, my gorgeous. Hugs and kisses. I know I'm going to see you in person soon. I'm coming for Turkish Delight. All right.
Thank you so much.
Many, many blessings. I love having these conversations because they awaken us, which is usually our Tuesday call, but they awaken us to bigger and brighter connections. And it's all about ways that you can connect with self. When you connect with yourself, you connect with others, and that's going to help you connect with humanity. Well, if you've got a great story to share, like Yeliz, please reach out to us and tell us all about it at ignitehumanity.life/share. If you'd like to know a little bit more about our bouquet of hopes, go to ignitehumanity.life/hope, and you can find out how you can give bricks of hopes to people that you love. If you want to know everything we're doing at Ignite Humanity, just go to our website and you can see the book, documentary, docuseries, and a little bit more about what's happening here. And if you missed an episode or you want to know more about what Yeliz shared, please go to ignitehumanity.life/watch. And you can see this episode and all the episodes we've done. They're available to you completely for free. We don't charge you anything. We don't make it difficult. We make it easy. You just sign into our platform, and you can see all of our episodes with guests from around the world. And each and every one of them is just inspiring you to do something in your life to ignite you, to ignite humanity. We want you to be the catalyst for the people in your world and show them the way, be the leaders and that light and that star that they can move towards, because you are igniting your life and that will empower them. Well, we hope you have a great day, a fabulous February, wherever you are on the planet. Please make sure to dial in tomorrow. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure being with you today.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.